Hello, my beautiful audience, and welcome to Ville. If you like this content, please leave a like and subscribe, or maybe even a comment to let me know. Enjoy the video. My beautiful audience, welcome back to Ville. Where we left off, I do not remember, so I'm going to have to relearn myself. I remember we pulled up to this house. I'm pretty sure we have a mission here. Yes, that's what we got going on right here. Is this decorate mission? So we will need, let's see, plaster and paint. So that means we are refinishing a room, as well as a floor pack, more paint, floor pack, a door, more paint, baseboard, crown, paint bucket, and then of course, when it comes down to it, we will need to decorate. No furniture. Okay, you know what? No furniture. I'm okay with this. I am okay with this. Let's go ahead and have a look, see what we're working with here. Hold on. I've been here before. Have I been here before? I was sure I saw this exact layout somewhere. I was sure I did. I'll have to go back and look through. I would recognize that because that's Starry Night. Van Gogh, Starry Night. No, that's a little bit different. That's interesting. I wonder if this was created by like AI or something. Like fed a bunch of Van Gogh and then just asked to create a Van Gogh painting or something like that, and that's what it spit out. Because all of these are really good, but they're just slightly off from famous paint. That's really interesting. Okay. Anyway, all right. So in here, looks like in here we have some paint. Baseball, yeah, we're just going to be redoing like the primary room. And over here, I see where we need the door. There's nothing to do in here, which is good because there's a lot of little stuff that would have to be moved. I remember that. I remember you. Why is this here? We have a study table. What's this? That classifies as a gaming table. Interesting. Anyway, so let's see. And over here, we're going to be redoing this room as well. And then over here, we're going to be redoing this room as well. So there's like a couple of these rooms right here. That one, and that one that we need to redo. Looks like we need just a couple of doors. They put all the stuff in here, but with bare walls. Really? 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 Okay. Well, we know we're going to be pulling out these doors, so let's go ahead and pull them out as we're pulling out of here to go get stuff. And of course, I did upgrade the screwdriver previously. Haven't used it all that much since I upgraded it, but it's still worthwhile because it is saving quite a bit of time here, at least. Gonna put that there. Oh, that's right. They used the large boxes. I thought they used half boxes. I'm probably thinking of the half windows. I noticed. Oh, that's right, because I knocked out his fence when I came in previously. Anyway, let's see. We'll have to get this door. And I thought it was awful strange the last time I was here, how there's two bathrooms straight across from each other. But I guess there was really not a great other place to put it in this house. Mostly because they kind of did the weird thing with the way that these rooms are laid out. Not a big fan of this layout. I'm not going to lie to you about it. At least they did meet up those walls right there. But honestly, it would have been better to put the one bathroom at the end of this hall, make the bedrooms bigger, and then just use up this space a little bit better. That way you can just have one big bathroom instead of two small ones. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I've got that door off. Let's go ahead and take this door off. To really focus to hit these small targets like this. This is where a higher DPI mouse would really come in handy. I can turn up the DPI on my mouse, or I actually could turn it down, I guess, in this kind of situation. Alright, so we got those. And at this point, since the way we're doing this, it wants us to plaster I'm guessing it just wants us to plaster those bathrooms, and then these are okay. Let's have a look on this other side of the house just to make sure that we don't have. Yeah, I recognize this layout. I've cleaned a house that looked exactly like this, but I don't think it was this house. I'm starting to think that the way the developers are placing so many houses is they're just taking copy and paste. Honestly, now that I think about it, that does make a lot more sense, doesn't it? Oh wow, we got to do this one as well. Okay. And nothing in here, and it looks like this door here as well as this bathroom. So all three bathrooms need to be redone. I will actually, I will criticize a little bit because it does seem really strange that everything is finished, but it's just bare wall. What on earth is going on here? Ugh. There's definitely some jankiness going on. Let's see. I'm gonna take this door off, take it with us while we're going out. Oh. And of course, this will be a good opportunity to go and buy stuff off of the online store, since it's not really going to be a great idea to go out, get stuff, and bring it back. So, let's go ahead and do it. I believe over here is where the delivery platform is going to be. I think that's what this is. All right, so I've lost it. I've lost it. I'm an idiot. There it is. Okay. Let's see, Nativo, Port Town. That's what we want, Port Town, because that's going to be closer and faster. At least I hope so. I hope that's how that works. So we need 4 different colors. Baby blue. We need lavender. We also need forest. Good color. And raspberry. It's a little bit bright for me. I shouldn't say bright. It's not really a bright color. It's not really a pastel color. It's a little bit garish for me, I guess is the best way to put it. So it's only giving me 1 plaster bucket. I'll try it, see how it goes, but I have a feeling we're going to need a second one. Let's see, mission needs. Oh, it does want me to get 3, so I'm just going to go ahead and go. 3 plaster buckets, 3. Actually, that's the parquet that it wants 3 of. I'm just going to keep it simple. Oh, it wants 2 buckets of baby blue. Marble, just need 1. I'm just going to keep it simple. 3 doors, that's right. So I got to pick up the one that matches the style. It's already in there. Those are exterior doors. Exterior. Oh, come on now. Interior, here we go. This is the one. Let's see. I don't think this really matters too awful much. Kind of just landed on whatever we get, whatever we need. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. There we go. And it also wants another bucket of lavender paint. Oh, just need 1 more. 5 baseboard packs. There we go, baseboards. Could just keep it simple. Probably will. Let's see. Let's just do this one. Whoops. I did not mean to just hit the 1. 4. And then 5 crown packs, and that's just right down here. This one doesn't really matter too much either. Looks like they're all the same price, so I'm just going to grab this one. 5. There we go. That's got everything. And that's going to do it. Let's see. Delivered directly to. So I do notice that cargo cost. So in order for me to order from the online store, there is a cost that's incurred with it. As close as I am, I really should. Is there less here? No. I really should go get it myself, especially how close I am. I think this would be more for like if I'm really far away from a store or if I have a lot that needs to be ordered and I'm driving a long way to get there. I'm going to go ahead and order it this way just so that I can say that I ordered from the online store and kind of get that side goal up there taken care of. That's completed. Let's see. 1,000. Done. So it looks like the next is actually purchasing land and building a house on it. So that's actually going to be my next idea then. I do see the second office. I see it there. Purchase second office. That's interesting. Okay. Alrighty. That's all the crown moldings. Let's take the plaster first and we'll start with that. Because this I don't have to move anything for. As long as I can get to the wall, that's all that's required. Plaster? Actually, really, the paint works that way too, doesn't it? I don't think I'm going to have to move anything in here. I was worried because I was going to have to move all the stuff out of the way to be able to get to this. But I know this is kind of a weird thing to say, especially in this context. I was thinking like a real contractor. Where I was going to have to move everything out of the way, get everything kind of out into like the hallway or what have you, so that I can do all the plastering and all the painting without getting paint or whatever all over everything. That was real. That honestly was my context there. That was the context I was giving myself. So yeah, as long as I can touch the wall, like just aim at a part of the wall and do like this, it's not going to matter. Like it's going to speed this up significantly more than I thought it was going. That I thought it was going to do. It's going to take a lot less time than I thought. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's see. And there we go. All right. So let's go ahead and grab this. We'll take it across the hallway here. And actually, realistically, yeah, as long as I'm able to aim at any part of the wall, I don't have to pick anything up, do I? That is going to save me a lot of time. Wall number 1. Really need to pick up some upgrades for plastering if I'm going to do a lot of this, especially with that building, the new build that's coming up that I'm going to be doing. Like I've saved up a lot of money. I've got almost $250,000. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, this project or this mission right here will put me over $250,000. I'm going to have quite a bit of buying power to be able to do whatever I want to do. I'm probably just going to start small, just so I'm not overwhelming myself with a project, especially with the fact I'm having to film it. But I probably will skip through or take some of it off screen, or even just speed through it like I have been in the past. This room didn't need anything. This room was painting. This room was painting. That was a paint. And of course, this one now just needs to be painted. So does this one. So at this point, I need to go in here. We use the last of this plaster, kind of just on one of these walls. I lost the tool there for a moment. Oh, that's a nice picture. I like that picture. I recognize it a little bit. I wonder if it's like that sort of Starry Night that's in the other side of the house. If it was just like a painting that was just thrown into like a AI generator or something like that. Which I'll be honest with you, I don't mind all that much. When it comes to creative process, especially when you're trying to make like a game, like a video game, if you need just like random paintings, that's honestly not a bad way to go about it. It costs a lot of money to pay an artist for good quality work, which, don't get me wrong, if you've got it, I highly recommend doing it that way. Just, if nothing else, to keep artists employed. I genuinely feel bad for artists that are getting replaced by AI, but I think that there's a large disconnect in understanding of what AI does for you. AI isn't something that should be used to create something new necessarily, because it doesn't do that, at least not in a direct sense. It can create something new from parts of something old by simply looking at other artwork and creating a new composition from that existing artwork. But that existing artwork does come from artists. Like if you really wanted to use an AI image generation to its fullest, the best way to do it is hire yourself an artist that you like the style of and let them exclusively populate the AI generation engine and give them, you know, licensing royalties for using their art in your engine. That's the best way to go about it, if you ask me. That's how AI should be used going forward, because that looks at AI in the way that it should be looked at. It shouldn't be looked at as something, as a system that just creates free artwork. You shouldn't look at it that way. The bad news is that's how it's looked at, and it's how it's used. And in cases like this, where the video game is trying to be just an inexpensive video game, it's really hard to say that I'm okay with it. But it is justified. It is justified because you want the game to come out, but at the same time you don't want to spend uh, more than your total budget just on random paintings that are around, and at the same time you don't want those random paintings to land you in court over a video game that you just felt like making one day. There's a lot of pitfalls to it and a lot of intellectual property that you have to respect in order to go into AI. I do respect the fact that you AI cannot be copywritten. We don't need this anymore because we've got all the plaster we need done. Let's see. So the next thing, let's go ahead and grab, looks like this is Forest. I believe Forest was this room back over in here. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of intellectual property that has to be considered for AI before it becomes truly mainstream. I don't think a lot of the big companies, I'm talking like big, like Amazon, uh, EA, people like that, people that have the deep enough pockets to pay proper artists to do their work, really need to be looking at AI the way that they are. It's become a buzzword in the larger market, especially in my line of work as an IT professional. A lot of IT departments are very resistant to relying on AI in any way, shape, or form. There are some parts of AI that are very useful, don't get me wrong. For example, ChatGPT, very useful for proofreading. I wouldn't use it to dictate an email to just outright. And especially, I wouldn't use it to dictate an email that's going to be used for like any business or legal purpose. I would ask someone who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about before I tried to write an email like that. Like, for example, if I wanted to write an email to upper management, I would ask my manager to proofread it. Even if I did generate it from GPT, I would still ask him to proofread it and double check that it's going to be okay before I sent it off. Like, I would expect him to give me the same courtesy. Like, if he was going to write an email to a vendor and needed to know the tech jargon and what to put in the email, what to ask for, he's going to ask me or our security guys. He's not going to just throw in GPT and hope it's okay. And that's how you should treat something like that. It shouldn't just be put in Chat GPT and yeet it off. I've actually seen a little bit of a movement on Reddit. I don't know if movement is the right word. I've seen a couple of comments on Reddit. Let me put it that way. So we need lavender in here, and then we need the baby blue here, and this needs the lavender as well. So lavender, baby blue, and we'll just grab one of the lavenders and we'll just go from there. Okay. But ChatGPT especially has a lot of really cool feature set to it, and I say that as carefully as I really can, and I really do mean that because it is a cool idea. It truly is, and I'm sure you could get ChatGPT or well, I'm sorry, I've lost the name of it. Stable Diffusion. That's it. Stable Diffusion could absolutely replace the industries that they're looking to replace eventually, but that's not right now. And there's also not the infrastructure right now to make that happen. Like, absolutely, you could have ChatGPT write you up a legal letter and send it to somebody, but then you're kind of representing yourself in court using that notification. Like, you really can't do that. On top of that, you can't guarantee that what ChatGPT is using to create that piece of information or that piece of literature is A, pulling the correct information, and B, that it can be admissible in court. You know, if you're sending a legal notice to somebody for a cease and desist, and ChatGPT just spots you something up and it looks great to you, their legal department's going to get it and laugh at you, and they're probably just going to continue doing what they're doing. So you have to be really careful, and you have to understand that AI is not perfect. But going back to the paintings in the game, there's definitely a fine line, and there has to be a lot more. Definitely needs to be a lot more done in the wider industries, particularly in entertainment industries, because it's the hardest ones to really justify much of anything for until it's proven. A little bit of a backward system, but anyway, yeah, especially if you just want, like a painting, just a random painting for your game, sure, throw it in Stable Diffusion, see what you get out of it, use it as a painting in your game, because nobody's really going to look twice at it. All it's there for is just it's extra. That's all it is. But I would highly encourage anyone, and even the developers of this game, if it comes to a point where you can hire an artist to replace those paintings, do it. Absolutely do it, because artists are. I'm not going to say they're under threat, but I think they're kind of getting being forgotten in this weird age that we're in right now, and they don't deserve to be forgotten, because a lot of that work that went into creating those original source images is being lost. And don't get me wrong, like, AI manipulation is absolutely becoming a very real job. But I really think that we need to start looking at making sure that companies who want to use it for company purposes, whatever their library is that they're pulling from, is created under their own internal license and agreement with an artist. Like, I don't think they need to be just pulling it from everybody and anybody's library that they just want to because it's available. Definitely needs to be. I don't want to say like litigation put into it. Maybe okay. There definitely needs to be a lot of legalese written out that I really don't understand or wouldn't be qualified to write personally. But there needs to be a wider understanding of what AI is and what AI does for the wider market and society as a whole before we start letting it just go to waste in the back pockets of people that can clearly pay for the artists to begin with. Honestly, I'm actually kind of surprised that there hasn't really been a market that's sprung up yet. And I know NFTs. Let's get around that. I'm not after NFTs, but I'm really kind of surprised that there haven't been artists that haven't taken like galleries of their own work and just offered them as uh, source material, like paid source material, licensed source material for AI generation. Like, you could absolutely take like a marketing office and say, all right, so we can do you an awesome ad campaign. We can build you everything from scratch you could possibly ask for, or we can take what our graphic designers have created in the past, throw it into this AI solution for you as like our lowest buck option. You don't have money to spend on like real marketing. We'll throw this into the chat or into Chat GPT, and we'll throw this into Stable Diffusion, and we'll throw this into whatever you like us to throw it into, and we'll get you some results that are just quick and easy. Nobody cares. You just pay us the license for the use of that source material, and everybody's happy. I'm really surprised that hasn't really popped up as a thing, because I feel like that would be a really big market, especially right now that there's a lot of Wild West when it comes to that kind of situation. And just whew, artists have the ability to control their own future right now, and I would really love to see. I would really just like to see artists really take control of what's going on around them. But I don't think it's going to happen. Not because the artists aren't trying. I think they're really just going to get ran over by companies that have way too much money. Which, don't get me wrong, that's a conversation for a different day. Yeah, this is definitely not a color I would have chosen. Ooh, good lord. If it had stayed at the shade it was before that wall finished, I'd have been okay with it at least a little bit. This is way too garish for me. That's ugh, take some saturation out of that. Really need to, especially with this green carpet right here. I didn't even think about it. I was looking at it just, oh wow, my that texture is not having fun right there. I could see it in OBS as well, so I know it's there. It's not just my monitor. Anyway, don't get me wrong. I do like playing around in Stable Diffusion. I have a couple of friends that like playing around in it as well. I've actually been looking at rebuilding my computer here very soon. I think I'm going to switch back from AMD to NVIDIA just so that I can self-load some Stable Diffusion generation, just kind of play around with it. Yeah, I think the stickiest part of AI is when it's being monetized. Like that's the stickiest part of it. But that's always the stickiest part, isn't it? That's always the stickiest part. Like even if you're trying to do like a YouTube video, anything AI can't be copyrighted. You can copyright a script. That's about it. All right, so that's done. Now we just need the baby blue for all three bathrooms, and then I can put in some of this other stuff here. I will have to remove some of the flooring or some of the fixtures to get the flooring in here, and of course we do still have to put the doors in. But if we can get the walls done, I think that's going to be like a really big part of it done. What? The lights? What? There we go. Let's this one. Where are all my lights at? Okay, we got those. That's these lights. These switches right here are doing absolutely nothing. I'm guessing they're supposed to be for these, but I don't see any other light switches anywhere. Oh well. As long as I can turn on these lights. Ugh, man, it's blowing everything out. I'm not going to be able to tell what color this is when I'm done. And of course, it's a light blue. It's a very, very light blue. Oh, I can see a little bit. Let's see how it goes. Looks like a gray. We're getting there. We're getting there. Well, one more. I can at least tell the difference between the walls that are there. But yeah, that literally just looks like an ice white. See, now it looks better under the flashlight. And the other overhead lights need to have their intensity turned down or something. I do respect that it does actually throw proper shadows and stuff like that. So I will give it. It looks like it might be path tracing. I'm not exactly certain. I think I said once before when I was playing House Flipper 2 that, and I believe I said it. I don't know for absolute fact if I did or if I just imagined it, but I believe I said that these are the types of games that could benefit from uh, a light ray trace. Now, I'm not going to say that they need ray tracing in order to be anywhere near perfect. No, that's not correct. They would benefit from it as an option, but in a game like this, where it looks like it might just be path tracing the light right here to create this shadow, and it actually is doing pretty well. Like there's some artifacting in it, like this, which tells me it might be just path tracing, but yeah, like just true ray tracing, just very light. Doesn't have to be perfect or high quality. Honestly, would really benefit a game like this. But the big thing or the big problem with these games is just how intense the lights are. Yeah, I can see how dark this shadow is for no reason, or how obviously there's some artifacting here, but it doesn't seem like it's a complete system, and I really hope we see a lighting and shadow overhaul before this game fully releases. I really do. Because it's the only thing that really holds this game back. Go. One. Let's see. We got to place the door on the floor. Actually, let me have a look here. If I could, I may just place it as one solid piece because I could just kind of go around here and drag it all the way across to over there. I may do that just to save some time. I may not be able to do that for each of the bedrooms, but I can at least try it in the bathrooms there. See if I can place as one solid hunk of tile. I mean, it is whatever. It is whatever, right? I don't like this layout anyway. Actually, just noticed we are over time. So what I'll do is I'll finish painting the bathrooms here in the baby blue, and we'll call that an episode. If I hadn't got on the the tangent about AI, I probably would have gotten a little bit more done. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Maybe we'll just go into the next episode as a time lapse, and we'll just go ahead and get it done for this particular job because we're not doing anything with the actual furniture. We're just getting some finishing touches put on the interior walls and what have you. And one more. Done. Okay. And then there's one more bucket of baby blue that I need to do the other bathroom with. There it is. Grab this up in here. And we'll slam it on the walls. With a paintbrush. We don't really want to be barbaric now, do we? But we do. I can't do it. Honestly, though, I do kind of wonder if like a spray gun or like an air gun for paint is going to be an option at some point. I wonder how far I am into the paint line, the painting tool line in my upgrades. I'll have to look here in just a moment. I want to get this paint done, get this thing in the truck, and then we'll call it a day out in the yard. Come on, one more. There we go. All right, paint and plaster completely done. And we've got all the stuff here to kind of finish it out when we need to. So that's going to do it for this episode. Let's actually just have one quick look because I am curious. Skills, tools, plaster, paint. So yeah, I'm only level 2 on the paint. And I'm pretty sure these go to 5. Yeah, that's what it calls out as 5. I highly doubt it's going to give me a spray gun, but that'd be pretty cool if it does. Anyway, have a good one, my dudes. Cheers.